Way back in 2014, Ubisoft released The Crew, an ambitious open-world multiplayer racing game featuring a somewhat scaled-down version of the United States. Amazingly, the game even had a story, a slightly tenuous tale of infiltrating a gang while working with the police to avenge your brother's death. It was brilliant at the time, and I sank days of my life into it. But now it's gone. After an unbelievable level of backlash, Ubisoft shut down the servers for The Crew in 2024. Normally, shutting off servers for a 10-year-old game wouldn't be a huge issue. You'd lose multiplayer, sure, but with multiple sequels and a similar open-world races available, it would make sense. The problem was that The Crew was always online. No servers, no game. It simply ceased to exist. Everything that you're seeing on screen now, it isn't The Crew. That's gone forever. This sparked massive uproar across the gaming community. It was a harsh reminder that you don't actually own many of the games you pay for. The license agreements you sign by pressing X to accept apparently make that crystal clear. Rumours circulated and reported by IGN that data miners had uncovered references to an offline mode hidden in the code, but nothing ever came of that. Something that you won't know about me from my other videos is this: I love racing games. They were the first games I played way back when I first got my very first gaming console, the PlayStation 1. But my experience with The Crew honestly put me off ever touching the Crew Motorfest. This wasn't helped by releasing it in 2023, around the same time that the announcement of the Crew servers was made. So today I'm diving in for the first time to try to answer the question, what's the deal with the Crew Motorfest? Is it just a Forza Horizon knockoff, or is it a full-blooded racer worthy of its own place on the grid? I'm the Baker Gaming, and welcome to my What's the Deal With series, where I play through games for the very first time and unpick their mechanics. Some are new, some are old, but the rule is simple. I've never played them before. No nostalgia, no bias, just fresh eyes and a healthy dose of curiosity. I'll admit, coming to the Crew Motorfest without bias was difficult, but I'll just remind you again, I love racing games. The Crew Motorfest is set in Hawaii, where a new festival is taking place. You can already see the Forza Horizon comparison, right? We begin with a whistle-stop tour of how the game works. A series of playlists are based on several driving styles: drifting, off-road, street racing, and so on. All fairly standard so far. Once you're introduced to the festival and a handful of other drivers, you get to choose your starter car. I picked a Ford Mustang and then selected my first playlist, American Muscle. Sensible choice, right? Not exactly. Because the game doesn't explain that every event within a playlist lends you a specific car or vehicle. More on the specific vehicles later. For now, though, it's worth saying that this system offers a surprising amount of variety. Like most modern racing games, before an event where you have been crushing it, there's a suggestion to increase difficulty. Equally, when you haven't met the target repeatedly, there's a suggestion to lower the difficulty. From this, the game adapts to your ability remarkably quickly. The events aren't always win to proceed either. It could be finish by a specified time or get to the destination without exceeding damage. Again, trying to take things fresh. I like this. These lone vehicles come courtesy of each playlist's host. During events they talk to you, giving details about the car, the event, the route, the local scenery, and sometimes attempting to crack jokes. Honestly, I quite liked it. The playlists themselves are very varied. Specific types of cars, the American muscle cars I mentioned, or 911s, or a Hawaii tour, for example. All pretty self-explanatory, but again offering variety, and that really is the selling point of the Crew Motorfest. The events themselves are varied, the usual street races, an outrun style mode, described by my American Muscle host Jim as like those rad games of the 80s, and even monster truck racing. Other events have entirely different controls and rules. For example, there's drag racing. Keep the reds in the green and nail perfect gear shifts for the best time. Clean driving challenges. A gauge tracks collisions with even better rewards for safe driving. And motorsport, where tyre wear increases with off-track excursions and harsh cornering. Even with the differences, things stay on the extreme side thanks to nitrous that recharges over time. There's even an old school mode, no map, no nitrous, just pure racing. Every playlist also includes a set of challenges: drive above X miles per hour for Y minutes, complete certain events within a given time, and so on. There are 3 XP progression tracks: solo, competitive, and exploration. Completing events and challenges feeds into the solo progression. Multiplayer has its own events, and my favourite is the Grand Race. 3 car categories are chosen at random: hypercar, street racer, rally, etc., along with optional constraints like no collisions or fixed internal view. You then race up to 27 other players across Hawaii in roughly 9-minute sprints. They're great fun. Another multiplayer mode is essentially a team demolition derby with collectible upgrades, although I'm absolutely terrible at that one. Then there's free exploration of Hawaii. Speed traps, slalom courses, outrun the explosion challenges. They're scattered everywhere, with more unlocking as you progress through playlists. Playlists also include photo challenges that give an absurd amount of XP for snapping a specific type of car at a specific location, time of day, or weather condition. This becomes far easier once you realise that photo mode allows you to change all of these settings. You also earn experience points by chaining extreme driving skills: high speed, near misses, driving on the wrong side of the road, the usual suspects. Ranking up across the 3 XP categories unlocks new rewards and nets a very tasty achievement for reaching rank 4 in all of them. Completing events gives you cold hard cash, which can be spent on new vehicles for free driving or used to customize events within playlists. You're also rewarded with upgrade parts to improve the performance rating of your vehicles, keeping that classic arcade feel, reminiscent of the earlier Crew and Need for Speed games. The variety of vehicles is genuinely unbelievable. Alongside cars, you've got camper vans, monster trucks, and carried over from the Crew 2, motorbikes, planes, and speedboats. There's far more variety here than in Forza Horizon, all firmly leaning into that arcade style of racing. This diversity adds a huge amount of replayability and long-term enjoyment of the game. That being said, though, I was more or less done with the Crew Motorfest by the time the 24-hour achievement popped. The cars do handle a little bit oddly, and if you're used to more realistic races, it may take some time getting used to, but the physics works perfectly for the free roam experience. Playing with friends is still a core part of the Crew series, and it remains the justification for the always online requirement. You can invite friends to your crew and fly or drive across Hawaii in formation, taking parts in events together. And the graphics, they're fantastic. The environments are beautiful and varied. Damage modelling, like in most modern races, is gone, but the environment still affects your vehicle. Drive through mud and it sticks, splash through water and it washes off. It's understated, easy to miss at first, and I absolutely love this. With my 24 hours played, I can finally answer the big question: what's the deal with the Crew Motorfest? The Forza Horizon comparisons are natural, but Motorfest does a great job carving out its own identity. The key difference is the sheer variety. At its heart, this is an open world, arcade style racer that stays true to the origins of the series. I do regret leaving it so long to play. I was put off by the Crew server shutdown and the price. It still goes for around £20 used on PS5 or Xbox Series X, but when it came to Game Pass, I figured, why not? And honestly, I can't recommend it enough. If you made it this far, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a subscribe. It helps more than you know. See you next time. Stay safe exploring out there.